Hi, I'm Lorie Marrero, creator of the Clutter Diet book and online program, and today we're going to talk about planning the ultimate summer. I have 11 questions to ask yourself so that you can have a relatively hassle-free, relaxing summer. First, let's talk about getting away from it all. So the travel plans that you might have. Have you asked off properly for the time off you need from work? You might have this great trip planned, but unless your manager knows that you're going, you might not be able to go. So make sure that you get the requisitions in at the right time to make that happen. Also, have you done all of your travel arrangements? It's getting that time of year where the reservations start filling up and the prices go up. So you need to make sure that you buy those plane tickets and make those hotel reservations right now. Another question, do you know where your passport is? This can be a big surprise for people when they get ready to go on a trip out of the country. They think they know where their passport is and they don't, or they think their passport is current and it's expired. You do not want that to happen to you at the last minute out the door going to the airport. So make sure you look at your passport right now and find out if it's current. Also, have you made your arrangements for your house care, your pet care, your child care, all that you're going to need to do to go on your summer vacation? You may also need to make childcare arrangements for just your regular work schedule since the kids are out of school. So is that all lined up? Also with the kids, do you have a summer routine figured out for them? What's their new bedtime going to be? How can you give them a little bit of routine like regular meal times and bath times, but still make it feel a little more relaxed for the summer? So think through that. Also, do you have a plan for the kitchen with the kids running around the house a little bit more often? You might have a lot of extra dishes that are being used. You might need to keep extra snacks around. We have a great video about how to minimize the dishes with some tricks about assigning drinking glasses to different members of the family. This is a problem a lot of times, funny enough, with families with lots of kids. So watch that video if you want. Also, do you have agreements and understandings and rules with your kids around going to the neighborhood pool, going to the park, going to neighbors' houses, friends' houses? Maybe they like to have friends over to spend the night, and how often are you going to allow that kind of thing? So make sure you've had those conversations with your kids and that you both know how to communicate the best way about all of those fun things. You may also need, if they're going to the neighborhood pool, a place for all of that swimming gear. So you've got wet towels and snorkels and pool noodles and flippers and all kinds of things. You need to establish a home for those things so that the drippy wet towels don't get mildewed and they don't end up all over the house. So you may have baseball equipment for baseball season or other kinds of sports equipment too. Make sure there's a home for that stuff. Do you also have your paperwork done for the kids' summer camps? Usually there's a lot of paperwork to do, and sometimes that entails a physical appointment with your doctor. So make sure you've got that appointment on the calendar. That can be one of those surprise items too. And if you need to buy special gear for camp, such as sleepaway camp, maybe you need to have a trunk that you have to buy, and maybe you need to buy iron-on labels with your child's name on them. I know that when my kids went to summer camp, we had to label every single sock and every pair of underwear and every item they brought with them. So it took a little time to sit there and iron all those on, and I needed to order the labels. So you have to get in front of all of that stuff. Also, you need to ask yourself what you need to do if you're having visitors this summer. So people may be traveling to you and you may need to entertain them. So do you have the arrangements made for that? Maybe you need to dust off the welcome mat and put some fresh flowers out on the front and clean up the guest room. You might need to figure out some activities for them to do. So make sure those plans are in place as well. Most importantly, I want you to take this challenge. Take action today doing one thing to move some of these things forward. So take the time to make one phone call or do one thing, share that with us in the comments, and also share with us any tips that you might have for having a smooth summer with your kids. We'll see you next time, and may you always be happy and grateful for having more than enough.